Hey folks, welcome back to another entry in the Over the Top puzzle series. This entry is a little bit different from the others in that at first glance it looks fairly typical, right? I mean, what you see in front of you looks like 3x3, 4x4, nothing too exciting. But what makes it over the top is that basically what you're looking at is a pretty much limitless space of solving possibilities, okay? And that's because what I'm about to show you is called the DIY Bandaged Cube Kit. So this is a kit that allows you to build thousands of different cubes, all based on the framework of a 3x3, but using bandaging options to create totally different solving experiences. So this is probably the best value single thing you can get for a twisty-puzzle collection. And I'll be honest, I've only solved a couple of bandage variants on this kit. There are many thousands available that I haven't even touched, and they were both really, really, really hard. And I'm told that they are barely scratching the surface of the kind of craziness you can get. So let me explain a little bit about how this works. I'm going to apologize if you hear some white noise in the background. I live in Scotland, and the weather today is even more horrendous than usual, so bear with us while we have a storm in the background. Okay, so when you buy yourself this kit, which is from a company called Cube Twist, and I'll put a link, of course, in the description, make sure that you buy the full DIY bandage kit, which has more pieces that comes with it. There is a reduced one where you can build most stuff, but really just get the full one. It's only like $3 or $4 more. So it's about $20, and it comes with this cube here, which, as you can see, is just black plastic, nothing on it. It's not a world-class speed cube or anything, but it turns smoothly. There's a little bit of corner cutting. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Not too bad. And it has all these funky holes on it, on every piece. And that's where you insert the pieces. So it's kind of like doing a bit of Lego. And then you get this bag of pieces. And there's all different types of pieces that you get. So we have 1x3 pieces. We have 2x1s in all different colors. We have 2x2 and 2x3, I believe. And then we have standard 1x1 pieces. And with this combo of stuff, you can create this huge variety of bandage cube variations. Okay, so what I'm going to do actually is there's a wonderful document that's been compiled by a user on the Twisty Puzzles forum, which contains 50 pages of bandage cube variants that have been tried and tested by members of the forum. People have been going through and solving them and creating new ones steadily since this kit came out. And you can get that document on Google Docs, go through, pick a cube at random, assemble it from your kit, and see how you get on. The interesting thing about bandage cubes, so I actually have two of these kits because I read that there were a few very extreme variations that you needed two kits to create, so I bought both. So this one I've already set up as one bandage variant. And from one angle here, these three faces all look completely normal. But bandaging is about taking pieces on the cube that would normally be separate and sticking them together, right? So they can't be separated. So using these 1x2 pieces, I've bandaged these two cubies together, and now I need to solve around this big annoying chunk. And you can see that blocks lots of moves. I can no longer make an L turn with this layer here because it's blocked by this bandage piece, likewise here. And what makes bandaging interesting is that even with a very subtle introduction of bandaging to a cube, say you just do one bandaged 1x2 block like this, it completely screws up your normal techniques for solving the 3x3. So your typical algorithms will no longer work. You will have to start essentially from scratch. And as you add more bandaged elements into the cube, it gets harder and harder to navigate. Every time you want to accomplish something, you have to move these blocked bandaging pieces out of the way, come up with an algorithm to do what you need to do, and they become very, very challenging very, very quickly. This variant here, so as you can see, if I show it from this angle, the orange, yellow, and green faces are all normal, or so they seem. But when I flip it the other way, you can see that I've got 3 1x2 bandaged blocks along these edges here. And the other pieces are all normal. So those 3 bandage blocks in that position. And this is called the Bandaged 3. And it's very, very hard. Okay, so I'm still working on this one. I've solved the bicube using this kit and something else that I can't remember now, but this is really hard. There is a tutorial, I believe, from maybe Super Antonio Vivaldi on YouTube has a tutorial for this, but I'm trying to stay away from it, and I've just been experimenting with it, getting stuck, then taking the pieces off and putting them back on. But one day, I swear, I will conquer it. But the great thing about this kit is if I did get truly fed up, I can just take all the pieces off and make a different cube. So you never have to feel frustrated forever. One thing you'll note is that I've got most of the pieces sticking out a little bit, and there's a reason behind that. So these pieces fit very tightly into the holes on the cube kit. So if you push them in all the way, it can be really hard to get them out again without using a hobby knife or something, and you can, cut yourself or just create annoying problems for yourself. So if you just put them in almost to the bottom like that, then they're easy enough to pop off, but they won't fall off during a solve as long as they're most of the way in. So just a little recommendation for you if you do get the kit. But yeah, so this other second Bandaged Cube I have not used yet. Just been using this one and changing it around. So let's build a Bandaged Cube. I printed out a page from that Google document that looked interesting to me, and I was kind of fascinated by this guy, the Alcatraz lockdown cube. It looks very fiendish. I'm not even sure how I would go about scrambling it. It also uses multiple types of pieces, so I think it'll be a more interesting one to build. So let's start with the red, blue, and white faces. So what I'll need is a couple, 3 2x2s. So I'll open this bag, if I can figure out how to open it. Oh boy. There it is. Apologies for crinkling noises. So I need a white one, I need a blue one, and a red one. There we go. And all you need to do is just follow the pattern on the sheet. So I'm looking at this one here, and let's say this will be the white face. Oops. Oh, no, it's okay. You can see I'm trying not to put them all the way in, just most of the way. That means the blue will go here. Just gently nudge it in. And the red will go here. There we go. Now we need some 2x1s, which are in this bag. It's a bit difficult to find the opening. There we go. So how many do we need? We need 2 red 2x1s and 2 blue 2x1s. Okay, easy enough. There's 1 blue, 2 blues, 1 red, 2 reds. Okay, so 1 red 2x1 goes on the bottom left. Assuming I can fit it in there. Yes. Another one goes here. Okay, and the same again for the blues. Like so. And like so. Perfect. Getting there already. So, yeah, that looks good. Now, we need to pull out the 1x1s. Okay, where are we? Okay. Alright, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whites. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and then 1 red and 1 blue as well. And that'll be these 3 sides done. There's a blue. And here's a red. And there we go. Already looking a bit crazy. All right. Okay, now we can flip it over like so. And we need 1 yellow 2x2, which will be in this baggie over here. And we'll go just here. So we have, oh, that's interesting. We have a 2x2x1 block here, as you can see. Oh, this is going to be insane. I have to admit, I was partially interested in this cube because it has the word lockdown in it. And it felt just too thematically appropriate to pass up, given what's happening in the world right now. There we go. 5 little yellows to go in. So once I finish this thing, I will try to scramble it, which is a bit of a puzzle in itself for some of these bandage cubes. Figuring out how to mix the pieces up, really you have to start thinking about how to solve it right from the get-go. Okay, there we go. All right, already we can't do anything. This is crazy. Whew, okay, so now we need 3 2x1 greens and 3 2x1 oranges. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Okay, how does this work? Okay, so we go 1 up here, 1 down here, and 1 back up here. And likewise with the green side. 1 up here, 1 down here, and 1 up here. Perfect. And then we just fill in the gaps with our 1x1 pieces. It's quite fun, actually, the process of building this. It is like putting together a Lego set or something. It takes me back to my childhood where I was obsessed with Lego. Okay. Oh, and here we are, last couple of pieces. All right, I'm just going to push these down a little bit more. Okay. One more to go. And there it is. So there we have the Alcatraz lockdown cube. So let's take stock here. These 2 faces can turn. And yeah, this, okay. Not this. Oh gosh. So so how am I supposed to scramble this? Okay, if I turn this that way, that doesn't go anywhere. That doesn't go anywhere. Okay. What about that way? No, it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, okay. I think... No. Do I need to do this? No, that's just the same thing. Wow, okay. Well, what can I say? This is absolutely crazy. How do I really wanted to be able to scramble this. Ooh, okay, that's something. Swapped some pieces around. What if I do... Oh yeah, alright, a little bit. And then, what happens if I... No, okay. Can I do that? Ooh. Alright, I already regret scrambling because now I'm just doing stuff without really thinking about it. So I'll never be able to get this back. Oh man, okay. Now I'm stuck. Yep. Okay. Wow, the bandaging is very intense in this. You can see most of the time I can't do anything. I can only move 2 faces at any one time, and it's not always a guarantee that I can actually scramble them. Ooh, this is interesting. I think have I moved this from where it used to be? I think, no. Okay, maybe not. Oh, okay. Well, a little bit of scrambling has happened. I think that's already going to be annoying. Look at that. So there some resemblance here in my mind to something like these 2D circle puzzles, like this guy, the XVI, which I've shown before. The reasoning being that most of the time there's just 2 faces that intersect along an edge, and I can turn those and nothing else. So it's kind of that feeling of having just 2 axes. And usually what that means is to get anything done without wrecking yourself, excuse me, you really have to do a ton of moves, like really long algorithms to get anything done. But yeah, this is an interesting one. I really like the visual effect. It looks cool, this big impressive block here, and all this crazy nonsense happening around it. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of getting more of a sense of what's happening, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I think I spoke too soon. Anyway, yeah, that's fantastic. So you can see it just takes, you print out the page of the document that intrigues you, have a look at the design, and just replicate it with the pieces you have. It only takes a few minutes, and then boom, you have a brand new puzzle to solve. The vast majority of the puzzles in this document don't have tutorials, will not have sort of lengthy help for you anywhere, so you'll have to really use all your puzzle solving skills. And I seem to remember somebody worked it out, and out of the ingredients in the main kit, you can make upwards of 3,500 different bandage cubes that will solve differently. Like, they're not mere images or anything, they will be different cubes. So that's why I'm classing this as an over-the-top puzzle for the collection, because to buy one puzzle for $22 and get more than 3,500 completely different solving experiences is a ridiculously good value. So without hesitation, you should go and get yourself one of these while they're available. They did go out of stock for quite a while at one point, a couple of years if I remember. So if you see it and you want to get it, get it. You won't regret it. And it is fun to build the cubes, even if you struggle to solve them. I think if you're brand new to solving twisty puzzles, it might be a bit much, possibly. But, I think it's really worth a try. Definitely, ooh, that's a new configuration there. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to try this variation I just picked based on the name mainly. Definitely going to be a challenge. So that's the DIY Bandage Cube, and I think the 11th or 12th entry now in my over-the-top puzzle series. But if I had to pick the best value cube in my collection, this would be it. While I'm here, I should say that unfortunately there's no such thing as a 4x4 or 5x5 DIY bandage cube. I hope somebody will do that at some point. It'd be amazing. The possibilities would be truly outrageous on those larger number of pieces, the type of bandaging we could do. But there are in particular 2 really interesting bandage cube variations on the 4x4 that I really recommend checking out. So I'm classing these together with the DIY kit as being something cheap and cheerful, but extremely challenging and well worth your while. Now, this is obviously not reconfigurable. These pieces are all glued securely in place, but this here is called the burr cube, and there's another variation of this called the wall cube, which is essentially the same thing, but the burr cube is a little bit harder because you need a couple of additional steps to really get it scrambled and solved. You can see that it has this kind of reminiscence of a brick wall, and actually in its initial position here I can turn layers horizontally and nothing else. I can't actually scramble anything, and before you can even do anything with this cube you have to discover this kind of ready position here. So when I line these sides up in an alternating color pattern, then that opens up some more possibilities, because then I can turn these faces, and now I can do these moves along the equator here. And then, let's see if I can do this without getting lost. if I turn these faces that way, now I can split apart these center pieces. So by doing all these setups, you are able to actually scramble the cube. And that kind of shows you what you're dealing with here. To even get the cube into a scrambled state, you got to work at it. And to solve the cube, then, yeah, it's a challenge. But it's really fun. The cube, you know, it's not a speed cube as such, but it turns really nicely. I think this cost me about $18. And yeah, it's a great challenge. Highly recommend it. It's the Burr Cube. The last one I'll show you, this is a variation of what's called the AI Bandaged Cube 4x4. The more typical one would have a slightly different arrangement, but the solving method will be basically the same. As you can see, this is a particularly fiendish one. It's like you took part of a 2x2 and grafted it together with half of a 4x4. So you have these big bandaged chunks and then a bunch of normal sized 4x4 pieces. Again, it's a little bit of a challenge to figure out how to scramble it. And then the solve is really a nightmare. I'm not sure why it's called an AI cube, but my guess is that the creators felt maybe you need an AI to solve it or something like that. And it does feel that way. Once it's scrambled, you feel like you'll never get it back. And I actually haven't been adventurous enough to do a full solve yet. I have watched a couple of videos about it, try and get a sense of how it works, because honestly, it mystifies me. But definitely, this is going to be another good value in my collection, because even just my preliminary investigations of it and how to solve it have been really intriguing. Trying to work out some algorithms before I get to a point where it's too scrambled to get back has been fun. And I think there's no doubt full solve will take me quite some time to figure out. So that's the AI Bandaged Cube. Similar price as well to the Burr Cube. But yeah, Bandaged Cubes are a great thing to try and really challenge your solving skills. And in particular, the DIY Bandaged Cube Kit is an incredible value. So a worthy addition, I think, to the over-the-top list on the basis that it's really 3,500 puzzles in one. So I hope that was useful. Go get yourself to the description and click the link to buy one. I have no affiliation with the store that I'm linking there, but I just really like good puzzles, and I think this is probably the most convenient place to get it. So do give it a try. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it, and enjoy and stay safe. See you in the next video.